Yes, sir. Yeah. Benji, you're going to want to turn up me instrumental. You know, everybody's instrumentalist on radio. Yeah, the boy. Yeah.
Hey.
Yes, sir, people. Welcome back to the streets, according to me, your boy Shells. Provocative conversation happening right now. We're speaking about relationship codes and limits, boundaries, and all these lovely things. You don't know how Majid in the studio with me, Chris Malachi, Mark Davis, and on the phone, the Queen. Latoya,
Indeed.
Mckay, Queen indeed. Latoya, I'm going to start with you. Still with us?
Yes, I am.
Nice. Latoya, we've been speaking a lot about partners setting boundaries for themselves, right? Have you experienced a case where people outside of your relationship set the boundaries for your relationship or try to?
Try to. Yes, I would say try to.
All right, I like what you said try to. So how did you handle other people trying to set boundaries in your relationship?
All right, the thing is that, I am not with people, I'm with the king, and we need to differentiate that. So what people say, because we have to look at it, they will see a good thing happening, and then they're going to give you based on how they feel or because they're unhappy, which some advices are good if some persons give it to you. But when persons are putting boundaries in a relationship that doesn't have anything to do with them, well, that's a no-no for me. My pastor can't tell me how to.
Yeah, I like how you bring that in.
My mother cannot tell me how to have a nothing. No one cannot tell me how to. It has to be between me and that individual, because it's me and that individual having that type of relationship.
Right. Mark, have you experienced anything like that? People outside of your relationship trying to
Definitely.
the thing.
Definitely. As we were saying off air, had an encounter with as a family member trying to dictate how the relationship should work, and basically we had to set the boundary, and it was similar to what, and that's why I was like, I wonder if Latoya know me because it was the same thing, you had to basically speak to my wife and say, listen, you have to speak to so and so about what is happening because this is not his place. You understand? And we set the boundaries, but as I realized with persons of an older age, the older generation see boundaries as disrespect.
Okay.
So he took it as disrespect, but I had to set the boundary.
All right, Chris, firstly, Chris, have you experienced anything like that? In your relationship and people that try to set? Because for me personally, one of the biggest factors that try to set boundaries in my relationship are people who would even see. People will not even know, especially the social media age. You understand what I mean? So people try to say, you always post our hand. You know what I mean?
That's why you don't post anything.
Why am I always posting her hand?
Why are you always posting her hand?
That's why you don't post anything at all.
But yeah, that ever happened to you? Like people try outside of your relationship try to set the boundaries. How you deal with that?
I mean, people will always have opinions on what they think you should be doing, but I'm a firm believer that not all opinions are valid.
Right. I agree with you. Opinions are not facts.
There it is.
They're not. And it's a thing where you really have to be careful who you're allowed to speak into your life certain ways, into your relationship and thing. I mean, you're going to have certain people who you might take advice from. Yeah. But at the end of the day, certain decisions and certain guidelines and whatever you do with your partner is really up to you, You can't, we have to be firm in our foundation them way to really understand that.
Yo, people.
Can I chime in though?
I love this. Go ahead, Queen. What are you saying?
For me, I'm an 80s baby, right?
Oh,
I'm
right.
So cool. I'm extremely old-fashioned.
Right.
And I can applaud the producer. This is a very good topic, right? But I think black men, like what I'm used to, my kings, my prince, my brothers, I think they need to take back their crown because they are living too much in the European lifestyle and so forth.
Explain.
That's an interesting point.
that I think honestly they need to do that. There's not much. It's very rare you can find a real king in these times because it's either they are diluted or something like.
What dilutes a king? What makes him less of a king?
Morality and his character. That really makes up a man.
Right.
Okay.
Not just a man alone, a woman, a being. That's just what makes up a person on a whole. Like I don't see that. Even being in the industry, I don't find myself. I'm attracted to Rastas. That's my type of thing. But how I see some of them behaving, I wouldn't call him a king. Me call him probably renter or something like based on the fact that they are. Would I later ballad? I mean, it's just based on a king's or a prince action or his deeds towards a queen, etc. Even if you take up a Jezebel back in the days, you have to wipe that Jezebel up. If you rape her, you have to wipe her up. I don't think the standard of my black men, how they are supposed to. It is like I am so ashamed of how it is and how persons in the European telling how men that you can have what you guys said, Jada King.
With Jada and that Will Love.
Jada and Will
yeah,
Love.
that to me, my brothers, that's garbage.
You
do not covet or I'm not perfect, you know.
Right.
I love and stuff like that. I'm not perfect, but I'm just saying I need my black brothers to be able to go back to that thing. They're not going back.
You know,
to that.
We're trying.
You know what I want? You know what I want from you, Latoya? I want you to tell us the characteristic of that king. The characteristics of that king.
Yeah.
Patience is one. Patience is one, right? Honesty is the other.
Right.
But you're being honesty, but you're being patient. Everything has to be able to interrelate, right? That is one. A protector, and when I mean protector of his home, protector of his space, right? Because some men marry some Jezebels, right?
Hey.
No, it's not the truth.
Hey, Latoya. You know, go on, but I like it. Because, I feel like we're just listening to a real, we was being saying a queen, but a teacher as well. Like, I'm learning. And that's what I really love about the show so far. Every guest that passed through, you guys have been teaching me a lot. Not if I'm going to be a king by the show end, but I'm going to try, Latoya. I'm going to try.
No,
I'm going to make you proud.
Every man has a king in them, but it's to activate it. No, every man, like, you start as a...
Hey, we'll start giving some trouble. Yeah, all right, the show soon, we'll start getting trouble. Chris, right away, Chris. As a person ever place boundaries and codes on you, personally, and like a girl you're there with, she followed with her rules, and you, how did you deal with that? Was that okay for you?
Place boundaries on me.
Yeah, so you're there with this girl.
You mean like she have her own boundaries?
Yeah, she have her boundaries for you. Like she's like, this is what I expect. Kind of like Latoya, this is what I expect from a man. Suppose that's not those characteristics aren't you. How do you deal with that?
Well, first of all, you have to respect people's boundaries.
Right.
And that is why it is important to have these conversations and things, so sometimes even before you get too deep into a commitment. If somebody set a boundary on me, or if somebody has a boundary for themselves that I can't fully appreciate or abide to, then that's probably just not the person for me. Sometimes it's not necessarily about me trying to change that or trying to cross the boundary to see how far I can go, because that does no.
Yeah, I get you, bro.
Just like how I wouldn't want nobody to do that for me. If that's the case, then boy, you just have to walk away. And that is the thing about honesty as well. I feel like a lot of things come down to honesty and respect.
True that. Mark, how do you deal with boundaries that you don't agree with? How do you deal with that?
All right, so for me, I realize over time, like growing up, you realize that everybody will have disagreements, you understand? And if it is a boundary that you cannot see eye to eye on, just as Chris said, if you can manage this, you move on, you step away from it.
But what if she had a girl like
the girl like
girl of a what?
Come on, man. I mean, it could be the wrong dream, but
exactly, it could be the wrong dream.
Remember, you have nightmares too,
exactly.
All right,
And
that's
it's
fine,
another discussion for next day. But there's no one,
Exactly.
That is the things what fairy tales feed us. So say,
Prince Charming and
exactly.
Says one person alone can fulfill.
Exactly.
No. And that runs us into a lot of problems sometimes because we determine say this person have to be our soulmate when really and truly sometimes that's not the person for us.
I'm stuck in the matrix. I look for the one.
Oh wow!
Right in the
Nice.
matrix.
Nice.
They're in the matrix. They are in the matrix.
Yeah. Latoya, like what you talk about, because you may 40 right now.
You're doing what?
I'm coming to you now with a question. Is setting boundaries the same as being controlling? And I'd like to hear. It's not? How so? You sure? Is that a kingly regal thing?
If my king said to me, babes, I don't like when you touch that person. Me know that me I gotta respect my king. Feeling and being respectful to him at the end of the day. So we have to know exactly who we're getting it. We can't have a perfect soulmate. We have to love the person even if the person has a fault. And everybody does have a fault, but you have to love them regardless of that, regardless of what. You have to know how to forgive and move on and try to see if you can help that person. What if you are that person that you're in a relationship and you have to be able to help that person to get out of certain things?
Right.
But that is, it is a whole lot of dynamic when it comes to relationship. Because as what another brother said on the phone, if you don't respect yourself enough to be honest with somebody, it makes no sense.
Makes sense.
It makes no sense,
For
you know.
For real.
Yes, it makes no sense. You have to respect yourself enough to be honest with yourself so you can be honest with that person.
You know, man, mates, though, peeps, is like, we're speaking a lot about, the king and queen mentality. A lot of girls out there feel like, because I heard Latoya say, if our king says, hey, I don't like when you touch that person, her as her queenly self, it'll be like, I understand, and them talk about it and them work it out. Some women out there feel like being a queen means talking back. You know what I mean? Like, yo, so why am I gonna feel?
That is a man.
Whoa.
That is a man. Like,
yo.
That's masculine energy.
Listen how she says, like, being independent is one. A man's job is to protect. You are a queen or you are a virtuous woman. Hold that man down. Don't be going on, because this Beyonce, she's another Jezebel. Okay, telling persons, who run the world? Women don't run the world.
Whoa.
The kings do run the world. So it has a lot. That's why I said social media has it's just a lot of things that you understand. So women need to just type down a little bit.
Yes.
And have men, the real men do, because you have men that are boys.
I like how you said that.
Exactly.
I say right. Man too.
You have man too. You have woman man. You have all of those.
Alright, Chris. I hate doing this, but this is just me playing devil's advocate, right? So forgive me, Latoya. Don't cuss me, but I have to ask this: do you believe that a specific one gender, deserve the boundaries more than the other? Like, do you feel like, your girl have to get more boundaries than you? Like, cause enough man feel say, yo, my girl should abide by my rules, but for me as a man, not really, cause you don't know. What you feel about that?
Well, if we're looking at boundaries as defined as lines not to cross for each other, then no, I don't believe say one for have more or one is entitled to more boundaries. I think if you're in a relationship, you respect each other. Simple. You know. So just like I should respect my woman's boundary, she should respect mine, and I don't think it's a gender thing for say you entitled to more than me. No.
Right.
Yeah. And if you're looking at boundaries in that sense, no.
And to add, a true leader would not make it put her in a position to feel as if she is less than. You understand?
Right.
A true leader elevates his queen.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So you wouldn't want your queen to feel as if, okay, this is a dictatorship.
Right.
Yeah. You understand?
Wow.
And so that's how leaders lead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I think Latoya said it earlier about leading properly.
Right.
Yes.
You know, that's a part. I think that is a part of leading effectively.
Mm.
Like, I feel like nowadays we love to talk about this. Oh, the woman need to submit and everything, and a woman is any sensible woman is not going to submit unless a man is leading properly.
Leader.
Exactly.
Amen.
Exactly.
All right, and you know, people, again, Mark, you've been here, Mark. You know it goes.
Yeah,
This
man,
show
I know.
fly past so quickly.
Fast.
And you know, we have to pause the conversation tonight. People on the bridge, if you're listening, remember you can tune in on the social media and tackle me. Tackle Latoya too. You know, she said some pretty tough things and call out the women. I like it. Latoya, thank you so much. I really appreciate the insight. Mark Davis, big up yourself, bro. Chris Malachi.
Yeah, man.
You don't know, say, I call your name last for a reason, bro. Because, man, I tell you, so I go close the show with one of my favorite tunes overall right now, called Everything Cool. By Chris Malachi himself. Benji, do the honors now.
Them say we living in a paradise. Wanna jam rock, nothing really. I try stop box, but it not so easy. Place cramp up, can't move freely. Government say them care, but I can't feel it. Them a treat my life like a freestyle vibes. Too much wrong bang, we know it don't right. Telling me lies and try and make it sound nice. And I smile and I pound like everything cool, everything nice. Don't mind me, I'll be just fine. Like I always have to be. Who's gonna fight for me? Everything cool, everything dandy. Everything fall, but still I keep standing. Like I always have to do. Can't wait for them come true. Them say out of many one. Each man look out for them fellow man. Them a preach equal rights, but it seem like one more equal than the other one. And me working hard and the funds now run. We still are with the
Yeah.
the same old
People want to check out that video up on YouTube. Everything Cool by Chris Malachi. It was directed by Chris Malachi, director of photography, the General Cesar. Man, just check it out. Man, I say no more. Just check it out because, yeah. Yeah, so say that again so the people them can hear, Chris.
Directed Everything Cool, directed by myself, Chris Malachi,
Straight.
and Maya Wilkinson.
Big up, Maya. Big
So,
up,
yeah,
big up.
man.
The concept is amazing. Yeah, the concept is amazing. So check it out, people. Because we love pretty up things in a Jamaica and go on like Everything Cool. But we talk about that next week, probably. Look at more people. This has been The Streets according to me, your boy Shells. Big up.
Head out up, skin up or no, but ice cold. Everything cool, everything nice. Don't mind me, I'll be just fine. Like I always have to be. Who's gonna fight for me?